Well, welcome to a new Harry's Garage video, and I am with iconic auctioneers again, and we're at Silverstone because this weekend is the Silverstone Festival, this mighty event right around Silverstone. All the car clubs are here, and a huge auction is happening here this weekend as well. Couldn't believe it when the catalogue arrived, 338 pages. Fortunately, I'm not going to cover all the cars in there, it's just impossible. But there are basically 3 car sales here. There is a competition car sale, which is this Friday. This video should land with you on Thursday. Friday's the competition cars. I'm going to be looking at the iconic cars in the auction, which is about 130 cars. That sale is on the Saturday, and then the classic car sale is Johnny Smith is going to cover that, and that sale is on the Sunday. So lots to go through here, and extraordinary range of cars. They're still arriving. Today is setup day, Wednesday. There's about 15 more cars to come here. There's a number of Alpinas coming. They haven't arrived yet, but I'm desperate to feature them. Real low mileage, lovely examples. Some BMWs, there's Bowlers, there's a Countach here, Periscopo, and a Rally G60, which I haven't seen for a long time, the VW Golf homologation special. Anyway, let's go downstairs, see what's here. First car to stumble across is 1972 Porsche 911E 2.4. Going through the catalogue, it's been very well looked after. This was its original colour. It had a little period in white and it went back to this colour in 2015. The interior is all done, and they're sought after, these very pure 911s, so guided at 85 to 95,000 pounds. But what I really want to show you is this Renault. Oh my goodness, if you read Fast Lane in the 80s and 90s, the Renault GTA, this rear engine car that Renault did to take on the 911, it didn't quite work, but this graced the back page advertising in a lot of car magazines during this period, and this is basically the ultimate version because this is the Le Mans version. This is its final grade, 2.5 litre, 200 horsepower and 150 miles an hour with this, and the BBS wheels came on it. They did 325 examples of these, and very few were right-hand drive. 26 made it to the UK in right-hand drive form. We'll have to get a shot of the interior on them because that is so stylish, so 80s when it came out. People basically carried on buying 911s rather than Renault V6s, but now I think it makes a wonderful design statement. They're glass fibre body, made by Alpine, and this one is guided at 28 to 32,000 pounds. I think that's about what they cost new. It's what I love coming to auctions for, is to see cars like this. This is a one-of-one Maserati Merak, and this was done by a Swiss collector in the 80s, I believe. So the car itself is 1975, and he decided that the Maserati Merak needed enhancing, and he commissioned Sawyer to do an aluminium body for it. Just madness, but there we go. And why it looks sort of different at the front, the Merak generally had flip-up lights. This has these fixed headlights here, and then he's put these wider wings on it. He's bulged it out, which is a very common thing to do now. Vents on the top of the front wing, beautiful split rim wheels on it, and the rear tyres, to show how much it's enhanced, are 345 Pirelli Cincerata P7, so they're same tyres as you got on a Countach for this V6 mid-engine Maserati. Astonishing amount of work. I can't imagine what it cost the owner to create this car, but yeah, it is now in the auction to be sold. It runs beautifully, I'm told, and it is guided at 30 to 40,000 pounds, which I imagine is an absolute fraction what it cost the owner to create in the 80s. But a very beautiful car, and I can imagine that being invited to all sorts of events because it's a one-of-one Maserati. Couldn't get over this one as well. Nissan Patrol, 2005, 2,118 miles from new. When you open the door, it smells as if it's brand new, and I can't imagine how do you do just 2,000 miles in a car over 20 years, guided at 30 to 40,000 pounds. But what I want to show you is this BMW 850 CSI. Look at it, quad pipes at the back, V12 badge, incredibly rare, and this is a manual version as well. This was BMW just showing off. 1993, this one, typical colours with the blue and the sort of grey interior, and just every button known to man in BMW land. Absolutely beautiful. Always got me. It had a seat belt, as you can see, coming out of the headrest and things. And if you put the seat up, you'll see it being sucked down to the seat. So it lowers the seat and headrest as the seat goes up. If I put it back down again, there you go. Just so much tech, so many electric motors to work, but apparently this one is absolutely on the money. It's 121,000 miles has been covered in this car, but so rare to have a manual. They haven't actually said how many were made for this UK, but it is tiny numbers and guided at 42 to 50,000 pounds for that car. Another car that, well, that was BMW showing off. This was Volkswagen showing off. Super rare, 5,000 built of these, 1989 Volkswagen Golf G60 Rally. So yeah, they did go rally. This was their Integrale type car, and it uses a 1.8 supercharged engine. That's the G60 engine, and you can see the bulbous arch just like you got on your Integrale Evo. This one 22,000 kilometers from new. They only came in left-hand drive and guided at 45 to 55,000 pounds, but I haven't seen one of those for sale for some time. I'm a bit of a sucker for Corvettes, especially Corvette Stingrays of this period. This car is 1965 and C2 convertible. I'm fighting there's practice going on outside, so there's some thunderous big V8s going past at the moment, but I've not seen one with a hardtop before, and everything looks bang on with this car. It's long-term ownership, lovely wheels on it with the knock-ons on it, fantastic interior, and it's a manual, 4-speed manual, and it looks absolutely perfect from me, just a close inspection of it, and it is guided at 45 to 50,000 pounds, which seems sort of good value to me for such a thing, such a statement design car, and I think they get better looking as the years pass by. Completely different sat beside it. I have to give this Caterham Super 7 a mention. 1976, so P-Red, 50 years old, 28,000 miles from new, but what gets me, it actually has the Lotus twin cam engine in it. It's not a crossflow one, and this early period of Caterham Super 7, I don't know, it looks collectible, little tiny wheels on it, a live axle at the back. The single back of the seat was just the bulkhead, they just padded that out, and this is guided at 18 to 22,000 pounds. I think that's just, Caterham's always seemed to fetch that sort of money, the cycle wings on it, but I haven't seen one as original as that for some time. Where should we go next? Oh, these look good. There's another car here with a Lotus twin cam engine, and that's this Escort Mark 1. Looks fantastic, original, 1970, 35 to 40,000 pounds. But this is one of the most bizarre cars, I think, in the auction today. It's a sort of, well, you think it's a Porsche 550 sort of replica Spider, and you think, hang on a minute, it's only got one seat. How does that work? So it was made for SEMA show, as I understand it. What does it say in actual age? 2005 it was made. It's got a it's got a VW 4-cylinder engine in it. It is really weird. This is how you get in and out of it. So the whole, that opens up so you can get access to the single seat. I don't think it's road registered as I understand it. Have a check online the actual details of the car just to confirm that. But yeah, what is it going to make? It's such a design, so it's a show car. Does look very good in black. Apparently it was silver when it was first produced and went to black, and it is guided at 45 to 55,000 pounds, but a real oddity. Now, there's a couple of sort of modded cars in here that's always intrigued me, and why they come to auction, because no one can quite work out what they're worth when they go non-standard. But I don't know, this caught my eye. So this is a 1963 Jaguar E-Type Series 1 3.8 litre by Zelia. Now, I don't know Zelia engineering, but they basically took an E-Type and then made it a lightweight version, so wider arch. If you look at the back, a beautiful race filler at the back as well, and the oil cooler for the different things, and an outside hinge bonnet, glass fibre bonnet, but if I lift it up, it reveals a 3.8 litre breathing through Weber 45s, and it's a dry sumped engine as well, so a highly modified engine, 5-speed gearbox, got the hard top. If you're doing rallies or things, you want a toy E-Type, this looks great value to me, because this is guided at 60 to 70,000 pounds. And then this Elan here, this is a Elan Sprint, well, was it an Elan? It's S4 SE, okay. So it's a 1969 car. I haven't checked if it's on I think it's on Weber's rather than Stromberg's. That was an indication it potentially is on Stromberg's. And they put a slightly different front on it, and they put the 26R race headlights on it. So having the flip-up lights, it's got these lights hiding under Perspex. It has a Spider chassis, just the same as mine. It's got 4-point harnesses in it, and it's probably a very healthy example engine-wise and things, and guided at 28 to 34,000 pounds. So now, a couple of Esprits here as well I've got to feature. So, the 1978 Lotus Esprit S2 World Championship Commemorative Edition, and factory car number 001. And this was the motor show car displayed on stand and then sold to someone in Dublin. And then it's inexplicably had a different number put on it, but this is properly number 1, and it's on the chassis. It's the earliest JPS Esprit of them all, and it's been fully restored. Looks super smart, has all the extra bits. I just love the colours of this period of Lotus, and it's guided at 50 to 60,000 pounds, which they sort of went up to 60 to 70, and they just quietly crept back. But such a statement, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. The S2, or the right at the other end of the scale, this one, a 1995 Lotus Esprit S4S Express car, and I like this one because this was the last with the 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, slant 4 before they went to the V8. The V8 Esprit promised much, but it was weirdly a characterless engine. I hate saying it, but these were much lighter and more nimble and boosted, and I think they're quite sought after, these now, I think, between the two. And it's 25,000 miles from new and guided at 35 to 40,000 pounds. I keep looking at Jaguar XJS's in a different light, I think, after using that Lister for a few weeks ago. This is a very special one. This is XJRS. So this has the 6-litre engine in it and the sports suspension and things. And this is the sort of last of the line. They won Le Mans in 1988. They came out with the XJRS Le Mans series, and then they continued it. But it's pretty rare, this car. It's in green and it's done no real miles. Interestingly, it's got a kilometre speedo, but hasn't actually left the UK, and it's 14,000 kilometres from new. So as new. I did hear this car was sold around 2015-16 for £85,000. Today it is guided at 40 to 45,000 pounds. Just shows you where the market is. But utterly perfect XJRS. Not seen one as good as that in years. Oh, there's a couple of Bentley Arnage T's here. 18,000 mile 2005 example. 40 to 50,000 pounds, which can't quite work out the paint colour. It looks really very smart, got polished alloys on it. Or if you want the final series, so an Arnage T with 10,000 miles on it only, and this one is guided at 60 to 70,000 pounds. I don't know, there's such an event. If you've ever ridden in one of these, they're quite addictive things, but there's another completely different Lotus I want to show you over here. Now, what makes this Lotus Elise 111S very special? 1999, it has only done 5,115 miles from new and has only had one owner from new. just amazing. They are a reference point. If you just to revisit this car, you think, oh, it's just got that K-series engine in it. They were super light, and the steering is just a benchmark. It just feels alive on the road, these cars. And they're still, I think, affordable. They are such a statement Lotus car, so true to everything we loved about Lotus in the Chapman era, and then brought back up to date in 1999. And this one is guided at 18 to 22,000 pounds, which seems pretty reasonable for a one owner 5,000 mile Elise. One final car in this haul before we go into the other two halls to go. I want to show you this, and it's this one. This is the Mercedes SL55 AMG, and I've always liked these, and if I see one for sale, I'm always tempted to have a look, go in it. They were an extraordinary car when they came out, and this is one of the final ones, 2007, so a phase 2, and it has the F1 performance pack on it. And what that did, by this time they had something called an SL65, and meant that SL55 with the F-Pack got the split rim wheels, bigger brakes in it, the different front with brake ducts in it as well, and the speed limiter was lifted to, I think, 186 miles an hour. They didn't get any more power. It's still 510 horsepower from the supercharged V8, but I think they're amazing. It's nice. It's got an AMG special edition plaque on there, which I've not seen, and guided at, this one is 21,000 miles and guided at 32 to 36,000 pounds. Just go drive one and you will be amazed at the performance and just the livability of this car. Just amazing things. And this takes me back looking at this MG X-Power SV. So this was the V8 MG coupe that almost came from nowhere. MG had been bought out and they were doing crazy things. And I actually drove this car in its previous incarnation when it was a Cavalli Mangusta, a link to Di Tommaso at the time. And that was in Italy, and I couldn't quite work out the car. It had this V8 Ford engine, 5-speed manual, and I'd never heard Cavalli, and I don't think anyone else had either. But then MG bought up the rights and had them constructed over there. Peter Stevens redesigned the Cavalli, and this is what appeared. And it was quite a hairy thing. It was so unlike any other MG. We had a long-termer at Evo magazine and gave it to Rowan Atkinson to run. He wasn't that impressed with it, but he has a very high taste in cars, shall we say. But now they are quite an oddity, quite a design statement, super rare, really good engine. I mean, a quad cam Ford V8, 4.6 litre, 320 horsepower, manual gearbox. This one, 7,289 miles from new and guided at 30 to 35,000 pounds. Or something completely different. It's yet another Queen's Range Rover in Tonga Green. I know one or two things about the 322 Range Rover, but this is another one. But I didn't realise that Queen actually had a supercharged, the 5-litre supercharged version. I thought she always had the diesel version, but apparently not. There are photographs in this car and beside this car. It's 120,000 miles from new. They've reattached the emblem, bonnet emblem that the Queen had in period in all the photographs. And yeah, it is guided at 50 to 70,000 pounds if you want another example of the Queen's Range Rover. Oh my goodness, there are some cars to feature here. Let's go and have a look at this 22B. Okay, love this 22B, proper 22B. This is number 24, originally sold in Japan and came to the UK, I think, in 21. What's unusual about this one has been driven. It's showing 173,000 kilometers from new, but it just looks so good. The 22B, sat in this colour, the gold wheels, 2-door, big wing in the back. I love them. 1998, this one, and it looks absolutely pristine. I'm told it drives very well, and guided at 80 to 100,000 pounds because it's lower value just because of the miles on it. But yeah, it's good to see one that's really been enjoyed and driven. And it's just good to see one of these at all. So 1984 Opel Mantra 400. So this is a homologation special made by Opel when they were rallying. 2.4 litre engine, Cosworth head on these, the 400. we're just saying how good the decals look on it. It just looks right, this car. Quite a big wing on the back, and the interior, how they've done it with the Opel sort of signature on the seat, really nicely done. Recaro seats. I didn't realise until I read the catalogue, this has been converted to right-hand drive. They think it's the only one that was converted to right-hand drive, and it's got 29,000, I don't know if they're miles or kilometres, and guided at 65 to 70,000 pounds, but super rare and just looks lovely. Right, there's some rare cars out there, and then there's TVR T440R rare. This is the one and only production spec finished T440R, and this was made, TVR wanted to go to Le Mans. This is going to be their coupe racer at Le Mans, their GT3-esque car, and I was very lucky to drive the prototype out to Le Mans, and it was carbon fibre body. They got the weight out of it, they added stiffness. Got to open the door of one of these and just see the bulkhead, the gear tunnel, and it's all in carbon inside. I can see the weave on here in tunnel as well. 440 with this one with the bigger engine in it, 215 mile an hour top speed. I never tested it that high, but I can tell you it was extremely stable speed and really a real event to drive. And this one, bit of TVR history for you, guided 160 to 190,000 pounds. Just fantastic car. Or you go the safer route perhaps and go Porsche GT2, 996 GT2, but the Club Sport version. And this is rare. I didn't realise quite how rare it was. One of 17 to make it to the UK. So the GT2, obviously turbo based, two-wheel drive. You've got the ceramic brakes on it. Club Sport added the removable roll cage in the back, the fixed bucket seats on it. I think they got slightly different suspension as well, but my goodness, they are quite an event to drive these. This one, 36,000 miles from new, guided at 80 to 100,000 pounds. They're one of those cars that hasn't quite moved on value, and I don't understand why, because I've had some fantastic drives in these, and yeah, quite an itch, that one. I'd quite like one of those. Or another low volume car with a real name that spells what it means to enthusiasts, the Lamborghini Gallardo LP 552 Valentino Balboni edition. And they stripped some weight out of it, celebrated Valentino Balboni, everything he did for Lamborghini. He joined Lamborghini, I think it was 1968. He's infamous with Countach era of cars, and he's just a hero figure in Lamborghini folklore, and they did this lightweight Gallardo to celebrate everything he did at Lamborghini. What's the year of it? 2010. 45,000 miles, this one. They came with e-gear and manual. This has the e-gear and guided at 100 to 120,000 pounds. Lovely to see a statement rare Gallardo, which I think get better looking by the day. There's such a variety of cars on sale here. Should we have a look at this? Bentley Le Mans 1949 Speed 8 by Racing Green Engineering. They are peculiar cars, this. I sort of walk past them, and then I know people own them and says, you've got to do it. You've never driven such a car as these, and they are beautifully done. They are based on an original Bentley of the period chassis, and then they rebuild them into this frame. This is a sort of ash frame, sort of leather lined or whatever, and two doors this side. But if you want to get in the driver's seat, you have to get in the passenger side to get across. There is not a door on the other side. And I was just saying, Tom, the photographer, the tachometer is redlined at about 2,700 RPM. They cost quite a lot of money, these, to have commissioned one of these. The owner's had it, I think, since 2010, and it is guided 170 to 200,000 pounds. It's interesting, look at the rear spoilers on 911. So this is 993 Carrera RS, had the vented one and the breathing through there. Then you got to a 930 turbos. This is 1989, and this had the intercooler in it and this rubber, very distinctive spoiler on it. Quite a nice one, this one. This is G60 gearbox, so 5-speed one, 103,000 miles from new, guided at 120 to 140,000 pounds. But this is the one I wanted to feature. This is 1978 Porsche 911 SC. So 3-litre engine, but this has the sports pack on it, and it has this spoiler on it, very distinctive, no intercooler in here, so just the venting into the engine. But what makes this one more remarkable than the others to me is it's 5,451 miles from new, which is extraordinary, isn't it, for a 1978 car. It's come from a 17-year ownership. Looks very sharp to me. I can see a little bit of respray on the front bonnet, stone chips and things, but it looks original on the rear because I could see some touching up on stone chips, which I like to see, and it's guided at 65 to 75,000 pounds. Now, bit of a rarity here, Audi R8 V10 and manual gearbox as well. All the ingredients of a very special car, and they drive differently. Obviously the V10 was inherited from the Lamborghini Gallardo, but they're slightly longer wheelbase, the Audi, and they are a very memorable drive, these things, and highly practical and not nearly as expensive as the Lamborghini Gallardo. This has got the carbon side straights on it, looks good, 34,000 miles from new, and guided at 45 to 50,000 pounds. This Jaguar, you have to look at the engine on this. It is amazing. It's a quad cam engine. So a Coombs 6.1 litre quad cam V12 in it. You wouldn't guess from the outside, well, perhaps if you look around the back, there's a giant exhaust on it. But because of all the mods on it, yeah, 260 to 290,000 pounds for it, but a very rare E-Type. And a very rare Porsche here, 1500. And you wouldn't guess from looking at the outside, this is one of the most expensive cars in the auction, because this is a Pre-A Porsche 356 1500 Speedster that has been with a family in Ohio apparently for around 70 years. And I don't think it was driven after some time in the 60s. It has recently been dragged out of the barn and mechanically gone right through, and it is absolutely drives very well, I am told. They did a little bit of welding on the floor and things, but as you can tell, they did nothing with the bodywork at all. So you can turn this back into a Concorde winning car should you wish to. Mechanicals are all done, and because they are super rare Pre-A 1500 Speedsters, it is guided at 350 to 400,000 pounds. Wow. That would take some explaining to your wife, wouldn't it, if you brought home, look what I bought this Porsche Speedster, isn't it great? Or a quick mention, I'm sorry Tom, this is all backlit and horrible for you. Quick mention of this Lamborghini here. There's two Lamborghinis I want to feature in here. This is the 1967 Lamborghini 400 GT 2+2. They drive really nicely, these, much nicer than the contemporary Ferrari 330. I had one in period, I drove one of these and I thought, flip, I bought the wrong car. This looks very smart and nice colours, 28,000 miles new, 330 to 380,000 pounds. But I cannot walk past this Countach without featuring it. So this is a Periscopo, one of the very early ones. So this is the original Gandini original design, and this is the purest design of them all because it didn't get the arches and things and the smaller wheels. And I've been very lucky to drive one of these. Simon Kidston kindly let me drive his purple car, and they drive very differently to the later Countach. They're more nimble with a lighter steering and a bit more agile, should we say, at the rear. You can feel the power moving through the car, quick as well, very lightweight, no emissions of anything on the V12 4-litre engine at the time, and really very nice. The one thing about them though is they are lower roof, so I'm going to get in this car just to check I fit, because my Countach is about 100 mil higher on the roof. I am not bad. I find some of them that have been over restored, they pad up the seat and you can't get in and out. I am tight in here, but I'm looking at a wonderful dashboard on it. Lighter clutch than mine as well, so that's pretty good. This car has been restored by Simon Furlonger and it's here to be sold. I just want to see what the guide is. Oh, available on request. What you have to remember with Countach, this is a super rare model. Everybody likes these early cars, but there's only 157 produced in total. And right-hand drive, 19. That's all there were worldwide. So very rare to see a right-hand drive one. Be fascinating to see what that makes in the sale. This is a mad Defender. There's plenty of mad Defenders out there. This is one of the maddest that I've ever seen. And it looks vaguely normal. I can't get over, you actually look at the side profile. This was a van one. This is a commercial 110 in its previous life. But now it is a 2014 Land Rover Defender 110 Voodoo V8. And the reason for the Voodoo V8 is a very special engine under there. If I look at the spec of it, it is a 5.2 litre Predator Ford engine and flat plane crankshaft, and it produces 526 horsepower at 7,500 RPM. This mad thing, 429 foot-pound of torque for 750. I look inside and I see 4 individual sort of Recaro-esque type seats in there. Utterly bonkers. Auto gearbox on it, tow bar on the back, big brake AP racing brakes on it. 526 horsepower Defender 110 van. If you fancy such a mad thing, well, it's guided at 60 to 70,000 pounds, which I bet it costs an awful lot more to build up, but a very special thing. Or if you stroll down here, another Defender. Where do they find these cars? So this is a final edition Defender 90, 2015 Defender 90 XS TDCi, a landmark final edition. And it's covered a total of 7 miles in 10 years. So basically it's been pampered and locked up until it gets its moment to be sold at this auction this weekend, and guided at 55 to 65,000 pounds. But that is a ready-made, brand new Defender, already 10 years old. There's lots of cars here I could feature, but yeah, a couple of unregistered Minis. 1989 30th anniversary Mini, 35 miles, unregistered, 25 to 30,000 pounds for that one. Or I remember this one. This is the posh Mini, Park Lane, and it has extra seats and sort of poshed up interior. Again, unregistered, 1987, 52 miles from new, and 25 to 30,000 pounds. Anyway, there's some special cars still arriving, and to get those, we're going to have to go outside, but they're worth going for. First one here, Alpinas had just arrived. There's a group of them, but I did want to feature them because I'm really a bit of a fan of the Z4 BMW, and this one, when Alpina got hold of it, they did more than you'd expect to one of these. Around 2,000 modifications, they say. It grew from 3 litre to 3.4 litre engine. The horsepower, I think they say 296 now, 266 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, 170 mile an hour car and a 5 seconds 0 to 62, and then just enhanced interior. Really nice to see, very rare in the UK right-hand drive, and yet with this car, with all those options on it, not many miles. I'm just looking if they put the mileage, 52,000 miles, and guided at 15 to 20,000 pounds. I think that's a steal for that. But let's see what else there is. Oh, there's another one here. I can't walk past one of these Z3 coupes. Great memories of these. When we had Evo magazine, we had a long term of one of these, and it was one of the most popular cars in the car park. This one, 2000 S50 version, and only 21,000 miles from new, and guided at 40 to 50,000 pounds, but huge fun. Still can't believe BMW did it. Now, there's a few Alpinas in here. I can't feature them all. They're lovely examples. They're all on the website. I've got a dash now because Silverstone is about to close, but there's a few more cars right down there I want to show you, including that bowler. Just so you know, all these cars are in the classic car sale that Johnny Smith tomorrow will be going all around these cars. His video should come out a day after ours on a Friday, I believe, same time. Can't wait to watch it. So you want to overdose on everything at the auctions, you've got to watch my video and Johnny Smith's on the Late Break Show. Right, we're nearly at the bowler. Right, here it is, end of the car park. But this is a bowler Bulldog. Wild thing. Bowler up to this point was sort of using the Defender chassis and doing their desert raid type of car, and they're really good at it, but they thought, you know what, we want to do our own chassis version, and that was the Bowler Bulldog you see here. And originally it actually came with a diesel engine, V6 diesel engine, but it's super trick suspension on it. It's made for desert racing. It has all sorts of enhancements, bigger tanks, incredible suspension on it. But the owner of this car said, I'm not sure if I want a V6 in it. What I really want is a supercharged V8 in it. And he retrofitted the 5-litre supercharged engine that appears in supercharged Range Rovers and Jaguars and things, but it also enhanced it and made it sure it produced over 600 horsepower. That's what this has got fitted in it. Completely bonkers. I think what age are they? 2017, so 8 years old now, but a real statement car, and wild, I'd imagine, with 600 odd horsepower to tear around fields in. This one is guided at 50 to 70,000 pounds. So there you go, that's my roundup of all the cars here. We have to stop here really because Tom and I have just come back from Monterey, so we're not sure what time of day it is. Poor Tom has to edit this overnight, so it goes live in the morning, which will be Thursday, and it's your first chance to see what the cars are here. And then the sale, remember, the competition cars are on the Friday. The cars I featured will go on sale on Saturday, and the cars that Johnny Smith is going to feature all on Sunday. Huge number of cars, about 350 cars to get through this weekend with Iconic Auctioneers. If you want to know more details, go onto their website. All the details are there. And if you want to register to bid, you also have to go on the website and register in advance of the sale. If you want to watch the sale, then it's on live on YouTube. Click on that and you can see all the action over this Silverstone Festival weekend. So there you go. That's my roundup of all the cars here. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, keep watching, keep subscribing. More videos coming along very soon.